Hello my little chickens. Welcome back to my little tarot corner of the internet. My name is Boyish Empress, aka Raven, if you're new here. If you're not new here, welcome back. So here I am, back with another pick a card reading. I will be your host and your guide today. We have a pick a card today that centers around the idea of unexpected joy. So we're going to look into exactly that. We're going to look into something that you are not anticipating. This could be an opportunity, but it could also be just helping you in the direction of a slight shift of perspective, any changes that you might be able to make that would bring you unexpected joy. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter. I tend to like to talk. I've noticed this about myself. I like to talk for about 20 minutes to each pile, but I'm going to try to keep it a little bit lighter, a little bit shorter today. But with that being said, we will see what Spirit has to say, because sometimes that stuff doesn't go as planned. So if you are new to pick-a-cards or new to my channel in general, I really want to encourage you to pick a pile based on your intuition so that over time, if you are watching my videos or another reader's videos, you are getting the best reading that you possibly can, okay? So I want you to gaze at each of these piles. Maybe you're attracted to one color over another. Maybe there's just some energy about a pile that you're really drawn to. Follow that, listen to that, and don't second guess it too much. But these are collective readings, so keep in mind that I am reading for a variety of different people who are watching this or will watch it in the future. So although it's not a personal reading, you may be surprised how much you resonate with these messages. And before I go on, it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe, like, or comment if you enjoy this video, get something out of it. If you're interested in shorter form content, I'm also on TikTok under Boyish Empress, and I do 3-minute readings on there because that's all that TikTok will allow. So yeah, all up to you. Just take it all in and see how you feel. But I am going to point out each of these piles, give you about a 10 to 15 second break to feel into your body, feel into your spirit, and you can decide for yourself which one, maybe there's multiples, or if any of these are for you. Okay, let's go. So with the yellow candle, we've got pile number 1. With the blue candle in the center, this is pile number 2. And last but not least, we have our baby pink candle with, ooh, she's going away. And this is pile number 3. Okay, if you still need a little bit more time to decide which one is for you, you can pause the video here. But if you have chosen, I will meet you at your pile selection at the timestamp down below, like on the video. Okay, bye! Okay, lovelies, if you chose pile number 1 with our yellow candle, this is your reading. So, if you chose the yellow candle, I'll start off by saying that if you were attracted to yellow as one of the 3 colors, it's very likely that you are focusing on your solar plexus area of your body, of your energetic body. And this is, I believe, this space right under our ribs. And the solar plexus controls a lot of different things. One of the first things that comes to mind to me is confidence, personal power. This combines with the sacral chakra, which is below it, around the center of our navel. These two centers really focus on our personal agency, our power, our ability to make decisions. These centers kind of propel us forward. So there's definitely a fiery energy, especially when we combine yellow with a candle, right? Because when you're doing candle magic or when you're working with fire in general, this is an amazing opportunity to kind of blast something either into existence, into your life, or out of your life. Fire is very powerful, and it has this aspect of immediacy. So these are just the themes that I think of going into your reading just based on the color that you picked. Okay, so put our little candle right above. Okay, and the first cards I'm going to pull are from The Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. And I pulled 2 Plant Spirit allies for you. And this is just going to open up our reading. It's going to show me kind of who you are, who in the collective I'm reading for here. And it's going to dive us into what could give you unexpected joy. So let's get started. First card out. Bay Laurel. Death, endings, closure. Card number 2. Oh, we freaking love it. Regeneration, hope, renewal, and growth. Okay, I'm going to start right there because what a beautiful introduction to your reading pile number 1. So essentially, we have the card of endings with the card of beginnings. We have the card of death and we have the card of growth. So, man, it makes me so happy to see, because without this regeneration card, I would be focusing the reading on the death that is occurring. This part of your life that is no longer. This ending that you have had to come to terms with. I would be focusing on that process of shedding your layers, of making peace with making amends with the old versions of you that you are not carrying with you, with the old people that you're not carrying with you, with the old life that you are grieving. And I do think that this is a part of your reading, and I'm not going to leave it out, but it's the fact that that death, that deep, painful, transformative period is showing up already with renewal and growth and rejuvenation. The bay laurel would be representative of, like, I'm getting the image of a forest burning down, whether this is a wildfire or a controlled burn. And the regeneration is the period after that burning took place, that purification took place, where everything rises up from the ground and we get a beautiful diversity of new growth. So I want you to know, pile number 1, that your unexpected joy is just how many blessings and beautiful new experiences are coming in for you almost instantly. I don't want to say instantly, but much quicker than you expected. Letting go of what you're letting go of is bringing in everything that you want. It's just this beautiful, harmonious marriage of dedicating yourself to change and having that affect you in ways that both hurt and feel amazing. So I know that this was titled Unexpected Joy, but it does feel like you have an awareness of just how necessary it was for this ending to occur and how much of a blessing it actually was. I don't even feel like this is a blessing in disguise. I feel like it was a situation that you knew would hurt extremely badly, but it's almost like you didn't mind making that sacrifice of being uncomfortable for a bit, because there's also a great trust in your spirit here. There's a great trust in the ending leading to a new beginning. So I don't feel like you've spent too much time, or you're not spending too much time stewing in what could have been, or allowing the grief to overtake you. It's like you're fully aware that this is helping you emerge as the version of you that you have prayed for and waited for and fought for, really. This is like hard won. And look at that. Look at your garden, friend. I'm so proud of you. So, in other words, your unexpected joy, perhaps you didn't know, okay, perhaps this is a blessing in disguise, in which case your unexpected joy is just how amazing you're feeling after letting this go, after making that leap. I'm going to move into your tarot portion, and this will expand upon what the plant spirit allies have given us. I also want to say that laurel, like laurel wreaths, are an ancient symbol of success and abundance. So just another reason why it's so amazing to see it right next to the regeneration card. I don't think I've ever seen these two pop up together. It's such a bittersweet energy. So your unexpected joy is kind of bittersweet, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth feeling. Sorry, I'm just going to move it up so we have more space. Okay, let's move into your 3 tarot cards that I've pulled for you from the Transient Light Tarot to expand upon this energy. First card out, 2 of Wands, yep. Second card, Crown of Wands. Beautiful. And the third one is 3 of Coins. Okay. So pile number 1, the sacrifice that you've had to make. You made that decision from such a space of personal power and self-respect. And so I want to really honor that. Because the Crown of Wands is in the center of your reading, which I love. This is the King of Wands in this deck. So, as this death is happening, you are opening up space and opportunity and time even. It's like when something leaves our life, we can think of the absence of that thing, that person, whatever, as almost like a hole or a void. And it's imperative that we choose something or find something that fills that hole. And we have a lot of choices there, right? With the 2 of Wands, you have the space to imagine your life in a lot of different ways that when you were in the situation you were before, you almost weren't allotted that time. You didn't have the energy to pour into such a self-centered, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like literally the words self-centered, centering the self. You just didn't have the opportunity to think in that way and think of your life in that way. But now the center of your reading is your personal power, is your alignment to the self. What did I say earlier about the solar plexus and the sacral chakra? This really is fire energy. So I love to see the 2 of Wands and the Crown of Wands here, because I get this image of you really igniting your own power and keeping that flame lit, nurturing the flame, fanning it when necessary, guarding it when necessary. Whatever the situation was that just left your life, it has allowed this power to come through. I'm looking out and I see a robin on my tree. I don't even want you to think of this ending as like, well, despite the ending, now I am so centered in on my power. I want you to rephrase that. Because of the ending, now you are centered in on your power. This feels like it was necessary. And that's not to say that you wouldn't have found your power if you didn't let go of it, but it's about the process that you had to take. You had to leave something behind in order to center in on who you are and to prioritize your own journey, thinking of yourself as the main character, right? Interestingly enough, with the Three of Coins, people are really looking up to you, I'm seeing, because of this change that you're undergoing. People are admiring your strength, and they see that you are courageous. They see that you are righteous, and you are acting as... People are following your example in a certain way, because I feel like this change, even if it just appears on the outside as like, say like a breakup or a falling out or dropping out of something, take it as it applies to your life. But on a mundane level, it seems like it was just a part of life or just something that like had to happen, but you did make it happen. And at the same time, I feel like it was kind of spiritually necessary and ordained in a certain way for you to come to that conclusion. But you could have decided to stay in it. You could have decided to deny your power, your agency. You could have put it on the back burner, like maybe you had for a long time before you came to this conclusion. But you finally said enough is enough. And so now your unexpected joy is reveling in what that change has brought you. And as much as you've made a sacrifice in your life, or you might be seeing it that way just because of how painful this was and how long it took to get used to, you really have emerged victorious in certain ways, because you have come out of this with your integrity intact, with your self-respect intact. And not only intact, but really stronger than ever. So personal empowerment is your unexpected joy throughout this process of death. And I do feel like you're not completely out of this cycle of letting this thing go, but at this point, you're past the point of no return. So you're definitely not going to go back to this thing, but that doesn't mean that you won't kind of struggle or have bad days or have days where it's like really hard to adjust to this new reality. But Spirit's advice is just like, find gratefulness for the blessings that have emerged out of this difficult time for you. Because the more that you focus on that joy, the more you are going to notice it radiating outwards and radiating from you. And how attractive are we when we are grateful, when we are fully engaged in life and all it has to offer for us, when we are no longer playing the victim, when we are taking responsibility for our own choices and how we proceed. I'm telling you, with that Three of Coins, it's going to attract amazing collaborators, it's going to attract amazing friends, perhaps people that you meet through a hobby or through spirituality. But it's just bringing you closer to... It's just bringing you happiness. It's just bringing you happiness, even when it feels hard, which I want to validate that it will continue to feel hard, and that that's okay. But you are the Crown of Wands. You are the master of the fire element. You are centered in creativity because you are present and you are alive and you have a lot to offer. Expanding so far outside of your own life experience and the difficulties that you've been having. You have a lot to give that other people really need. And you're going to light the way. You're going to light the way for these people that look up to you. My only really like word of advice or caution is, like, as you step into your power, make sure that you are grounding yourself in what it has felt like in the past for you to not feel into your power. And show respect and reverence for those who have not stepped into their power like you have. But that's the word that I'm getting for your reading. Pile number 1 is power, okay? Use it wisely. Use it with integrity. Use it with awareness of others around you. And just see how you will create an amazing, positive ripple for everyone. Centered in creativity, centered in joy and gratefulness. In love. All right, that's my reading for you, pile number 1. If you enjoyed this video, you know the buttons that you could press to show me, and I would really appreciate it. But until next time, I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night whenever you're watching. Farewell. Choosers of pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose this blue candle. I'm hearing candle in the wind for some reason. Don't know what that is. Okay, pile number 2. If you chose the blue candle, I am led to believe that this reading could be focused on the throat center. This is the center of communication, authentic expression, of truth. This could be creative expression, or it could just be communication in general with the people that you love, with the people who are around you. You could be in a job or a passion that is centered on your authentic connection, or you would like to be. But yeah, that's just kind of what blue makes me think of. So it could be that this is going to be a focus in your reading if you happen to choose that color. But let's get into your reading. What will bring you unexpected joy? What should I bring your attention to kind of like extract a little more joy out of your life at this time? Starting off with 2 cards from the Plant Spirit Oracle. These are going to be your plant allies. They're going to tell me a little bit about you and your life right now, as well as lead us into the unexpected joy. So first card out, Mugwort. Oh my goodness. I just love her. I'm sorry. I am a mugwort fanatic. That is a crazy thing to say. Let's just move into the next one. And calm free, resources, personal power, and wealth. Wow. I really like these 2 together. Very interesting. Okay, so I know I went kind of I was kind of fangirling for mugwort there. And that is just because I love mugwort as a plant ally. If you work with plants, if you work with herbs, and you have never really tried to connect with mugwort, mugwort, first of all, you need to know, is so spiritually and psychically powerful. Mugwort can really assist us in opening up to things outside of our world, outside of the earth, really, and very, very powerful assistant in dream work and also in divination. So if you're interested in these things, I would highly recommend working with mugwort. And I bring this up because I am also pursuing a journey with mugwort and working with her and appreciating her and using her in my spiritual journey. So I just want to start off by saying that. But either way, your energy is being oriented toward the dream and the fantasy realm, which is very interesting, but noting that we also have delusions here. So all of these different possibilities that you're looking into right now. Maybe you're in a great place of daydreaming, right? A place of wondering what the future will hold, or just almost I see just like opening all these different portals inside of you, seeing all of the different versions of yourself that you could be, and all of the different moments that could show up in your life. There's a big energy of potential there. But if you okay, so I'm feeling called to tell you right off the bat, if you have been having vivid dreams, write them down. And I need to practice what I preach, okay? Because I have vivid dreams and I'm not good at writing them down. But Spirit wants to tell you that, okay? There's something about your unconscious, almost like dream ocean within you. Your subconscious is sending you many important messages right now. So it's important to take those seriously and really kind of approach your dream time with a level of curiosity and openness to what you may find. So comfrey is, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Comfrey is coming up almost as like the opposite side of the dime. So mugwort is hitting me as this dream realm, this spiritual realm, non-material. Comfrey is coming in as earth energy, okay? Talking about resources, talking about what we can build, talking about wealth, like physical wealth. So there's an element here where like if you are feeling not so confident in your assets, in your life right now, and like the things that you own and the wealth that you're cultivating, I feel like there's some sort of gem or some type of like hidden key that would help you to flourish in the way that you have been wanting to. But it feels deeply linked to your spirituality. So I'm hearing the term like everything is not what it seems. So you are being encouraged to, and this is a slippery slope, so hear me correctly, okay? You are being encouraged to kind of feed certain delusions that you have, but it is imperative that you are staying grounded at the same time, okay? Because with mugwort, look at all these possibilities that are outside of the body, outside of the mind, in the heavens, so to speak. They are away from the physical realm, and you're being asked to explore all these things, explore yourself spiritually, but then you are also being asked to stay extremely rooted. And all of these like little roots are corresponded to, what are they corresponded to? There's a lot of different glyphs here. I see the elements, I see the moon. I think they're all different planets and things, but this is representative of your physical body and how it's like how people say if you're going to, open your third eye, you have to be sure that the centers lower in your body are all open and receptive, because you don't want to get lost in these delusions. That's really what I'm coming at you with. Like, you're being asked to explore your dreamscapes, whether that is in actual sleep or through things like spiritual journeying, meditation practices, etc. But you're also being asked to like pay close attention to your physical body and stay grounded, okay? So let me center in on what I feel like these cards are telling you is your unexpected joy. I feel like you have been kind of stressed out about your resources lately, about what is actually happening in your day-to-day life, and your unexpected joy is going to come from further exploration of your spirituality and what is unseen, and integrating these two realms. So you're really being asked to integrate the spiritual and the mundane, and your unexpected joy is going to come when you realize that exploring what you consider to be delusions or nonsense in some situations can literally reshape the things that you see in your real life. So your unexpected joy is going to come with recognizing that what is unseen can influence what is seen. You are kind of in a mindset where seeing is believing, and Spirit is asking you to open to the unseen and place much more trust in what you cannot yet perceive with your senses. And that's where spiritual senses come in, right? There's a lot of different spiritual senses, or clairs as they're called. And when you look at these objectively, like claircognizance, for example, which is spiritual knowing. You can't really like sit down and explain how you know something if you feel like it's coming spiritually. Like when I have claircognizance, it doesn't really make sense to anyone else. And it doesn't really make sense to me either. There's an element to spirituality where like I feel like people who aren't so tapped into the spiritual, they look at spiritual people, they look at tarot readers, and they think, well, what makes you so sure? Like, how do you know everything? Like, how do you have this knowledge? And like what I want to say to those people, and what I want to say to you, if maybe you are skeptical, you're coming across as curious but skeptical is what you're coming across as. What I want to say to you is like, I don't know. The difference is I trust. I trust beyond my comprehension. And spirituality asks you to do that. That is what faith is, right? Is like being willing to set aside your logic for a bit, set aside that results-oriented thing in your brain, and be receptive to the subtle feelings within you that you can't really explain with logic. Opening up to your spiritual knowledge means that you will have to just put down, like even for a little bit, you have to put down what you think you know, right? So I feel like you're going through, or you're maybe just opening to this idea of expressing yourself spiritually, and that's super exciting. You shouldn't be too afraid about that. I know it can be nerve-wracking to explore, but your spirits want you to know that they are receptive to you, and that you might be the very thing blocking an element of joy and an element of ease in your life, because it is hard to accept the things that you can't perceive. But just even for a day, put your mind away for a little bit and just explore, like believing in magic like you did when you were a kid, right? Kids are very connected to magic, so if you have a child in your life, maybe they can help you with that, loosening up these like really stiff ideas about what is real and what is not real. To me, what is real is what we can experience, and I viscerally experience things within my spiritual life. That doesn't mean that I lose connection to my reality, which is at the most part like much more mundane. I have both. I value both. And I think it would really, really, it would bring you a lot of joy to let go of your expectations a little bit. Okay, I am talking to you for a while, so I want to move into our tarot portion, which is from the Transient Light Tarot. And these will be your last cards for the reading pile number 2. So let's see. Card number 1, Champion of Coins. This is the Knight of Pentacles in the regular deck. 5 of Wands. Yep, there's that inner conflict. And the 4 of Vessels. Okay. So in terms of what has not been working in your life, that comes with your personal resources and like your money or whatever it is, whatever is not working, I feel the sense that you're really harping on it and you're really like having a lot of difficulty letting it go. Spirit is saying, if you would just let yourself explore other avenues rather than consistently looking back on these things that didn't work out and cursing the skies. I see you like shaking your fist at the universe, just feeling like feeling like life is unfair to you. And I do want to validate you and say that like I understand what it feels like to not feel supported. And this world that we live in, it is a hard world to live in, okay? It's hard to survive. It's hard to orient ourselves around having enough. But you're being asked to find this like well of knowledge within you that helps you to embrace trust that you will be taken care of. Maybe you were just looking in the wrong places. Because there is, with the Five of Wands, there's a high degree of conflict within you that's like convincing you not to explore your passions. Maybe this is what it's about. You're not centering your dreams. You're centering what you think you should be doing to maintain material security. And it feels counterintuitive what I'm going to say, but that's the very thing you shouldn't be focusing on, is financial security. I don't want to come across like I don't believe that people could be struggling financially. And I don't want to come across as a reader that's just telling you, don't worry about money, everything's going to be okay. Because I know it's harder than that. But I do want to lead you in the direction of finding ease within money. Because Champion of Coins suggests that you have the security that you need to move forward. You have the security that you need to move forward. Maybe there's just something coming in that you can't see yet and you're needing to release yourself. Pile number 2, I feel like you're really struggling with this, and I want to say that I'm sorry, and I hope that I'm not coming off as bypassing your real world struggles. I get it. I struggle with the same things, okay? These collective messages, the messages within, a lot of them are for me as well. So I want you to know that. I'm not just telling you to like quit your day job and go after your dreams right away. But I am telling you to think of your dreams as more realistic than you see them right now. You're seeing yourself as a very limited person. And I do need you to know that if you are not working to get yourself out of that mindset where you don't feel like you deserve what you want, you're not orienting yourself to get what you want. Does that make sense? You deserve to trust yourself. You deserve to have fun. You deserve to believe in magic, because I do feel like there's this really magical side of you that's just waiting to come out. And your unexpected joy is releasing the resistance that you have towards the unseen and the incomprehensible. You don't need to understand things in order to experience them, okay? But Spirit also wants to say that like your security comes from within. And it also comes with physical security. But I am led to believe that you have more of that than you're allowing yourself to see, if that makes sense. I would love to keep going, but I am going to end this reading here, pile number 2. If you watched this to the end, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can press the little buttons to let me know. Highly appreciated as a new creator on YouTube. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night. Bye. Hi friends, if you chose pile number 3 with the pink candle, this is your reading. So if you chose the pink candle, there is a high chance that you are focusing on the heart center right now, which is what pink kind of rules over. As we know, we all kind of can associate pink with love, with softness, with the heart, and you may be focusing on that, how to be more receptive to the love of other people and how to allow yourself to feel and express love. So let me start with these first 2 cards in the top, which are Plant Spirit Oracle cards. And we're going to see the plant allies that are with you, get into your energy, and lead us into your unexpected joy. First card is Rosemary, Family, Ancestors, and History. And Black Raspberry, Indifference, Apathy, and Untouchability. So, pile number 3. I get right away this resistance around tradition, but also around the family unit in general. So you may be having some difficulties with your family right now. You may be having difficulties communicating with each other, connecting with each other, and in result, perhaps, of this going on for long enough, you have built up layers of protection in order to kind of not be as affected. I almost feel like there's this history of words being thrown at you, disrespect being thrown at you, and instead of fighting back, like maybe for a while you tried to be combative, but you've learned over time that that doesn't actually make anything stop. So you've made yourself kind of numb to the situation. And I do feel like I'm going to have to continue pulling from your tarot to understand more of this story. So I'm going to do that. For some of the piles, it's like really obvious right away what road we're going down, but with these 2 energies together, I feel like I need more info. So we're looking at your cards from the Transient Light Tarot. First one is the Star. The Apprentice of Swords. This is the Page of Swords. And the 3 of Swords. Okay. Let me set these up for you so you can see everything. Pile number 3. I feel like you've been having a lot of difficulty with heartbreak from your family of origin. And I want to say that I'm really sorry that you've been experiencing that. If that doesn't resonate for you, if it's not your family of origin, it could be a group of people, people with shared history, so perhaps a group of friends. I do really feel like it's blood family though. This doesn't have to be your whole family. It could be just like a few people that you're having difficulties with around a certain thing. But I do feel like there's this energy that you are bringing to the situation where like you are a very knowledgeable person. You are someone who does not deny truth. And in fact, one of your missions or one of your purposes is to delve deeply into the facts of situations. You are very equipped to teach people. You have a lot of knowledge to give. This is kind of like someone who's preparing to be an actual teacher in the future, or just someone who has a teacher's spirit who wants to convey information. There's strong air sign energy here, so you may very well be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, have those placements strong in your chart. And I feel like this curiosity, you have a very sharp mind, but I feel like in the past you have been not appreciated for this quality. Quite the opposite, actually. Others have been threatened by your ability to convey information, to convey truth, to be intellectual, especially, and honest. Maybe you have a lot of people in your family who like did not pursue a higher form of education, or perhaps they are religious and you are not. There's like a distinct difference between the way that you are approaching your life and the way that a lot of people in your family are approaching their lives. And I want you to know that you are on your righteous path that is true to you, with the Apprentice of Swords being in the center of this reading, and also with the Star being here. Like, although the Three of Swords is here, which is heartbreak, which is often loss, this is like people, different energies coming in and trying to kind of squander what you're building for yourself. This does feel like not a healthy family dynamic. It doesn't necessarily feel like these people have your best interest at heart, or perhaps they're not even aware of that. There's just a lot of like pain throughout the history. But you do bring this like very intellectual but also healing energy. And I do want to let you know that it is not your responsibility to try to change other people's minds about things. I do feel like you have this role in your family where you are meant to heal wounds that have been cyclical throughout your family line, but this is it's a heavy load to carry. So I don't even want to focus on that too much, because I feel like you are in a point in your journey where you're needing to just accept the ways that certain people in your family will not understand you and will not hear you out. And this doesn't mean that you have to cut people off. This doesn't mean that these people don't love you. I'm definitely not trying to tell you that you have to move away from them or move towards them. But I am telling you that your boundaries are very righteous. And you are being encouraged at this time to place energetic boundaries or physical boundaries around how you interact with these people, if you interact with them at all. So if you are in a situation where you're very excited about something, you are taking a class that you're super interested in. You very well might be a college or university student. I really feel a strong student energy. You could be any age, by the way, but there's just something about your thirst for knowledge that is being highlighted here. But say you're like really excited about a class, and you go to a family dinner that weekend and you are trying to convey your passion, and it is just completely squandered, right? Like someone in your family says like, well, that's stupid, or like, why are you even spending time doing this? Whatever it is that they say to kind of invalidate your excitement or experience. You are being asked to protect your passion. You're being asked to protect this thirst for knowledge. So in that situation, you are well within your right to either choose that. You might come to the conclusion that they are not the person to bring up that passion with, right? Because you don't deserve to be invalidated at every turn. You don't deserve, I keep getting the word squandered, which is kind of a funny word, squandered. But you don't deserve to have your light dimmed. And the only reason that someone would do this to you is if they are not allowing themselves to be passionate and excited about things in life. So you have to protect your ability to be excited and passionate about things in your life. It's very much advised that you stick to what is lighting you up and what is intriguing you, what piques your curiosity. And your boundaries are going to have to be really strong in order to keep this integrity intact, and if you choose, also keep these relationships intact. Okay, so I do want to say that like there's a way to orient this situation to where you are both in connection with the people you want to be in connection with and prioritizing your self-care and your experience in this life. It just takes time. It just takes time. And it takes patience, because with our families, there is so much shared history. There's so much time that has gone on with people playing their... I'm getting like, we each play kind of a character in our families, right? Whether we choose to or not. We all take different roles in the family unit, and other people come to understand us in this way, and we come to understand other people in their position or their kind of archetype, so to speak. But that doesn't mean that these things can't change. It just means that we have to be really patient with ourselves and others if we want to change things. And if it gets to a point where you feel like you cannot even closely be yourself around certain people, well, then you might have to evaluate whether or not you can continue forward. But it does seem like with the star, you have some healing that you can provide to yourself in this situation, and some balance that can be had where you're still allowing yourself to speak your truth, stay connected with this beautiful new phase of your life and what inspires you, but also being able to kind of pour into others. Just make sure that you're getting something out of it, because that is how we have meaningful relationships. They have to be reciprocal. They have to be interdependent and not codependent, right? Codependency is when we are relying on each other to be okay in a very like constant way. We're not able to center in on ourselves and feel into our own energies as singular. Interdependent relationships allow for each person to be who they fully are and just show up for each other. So we are kind of taking and giving. We are giving things in interdependent relationships, but we can count on the facts that we are also receiving in an authentic way, in a centered way where we know the other person wants the best for us and vice versa. So it feels like you're just kind of figuring out over time what each family relationship is to you, and whether or not it's healthy for you to pursue or not. You are fully in your rights to do that. And just remember that family is held up as an important institution in the society that we live in, but we each have our own choices on who to spend time with, and that includes our blood family. So I only have a few minutes left on this camera to record, so I'm going to center in on what your unexpected joy is. And it is the clarity and the peace that will come from learning how to maintain strong boundaries, okay? So I want to encourage you to keep on this path. I think that you're doing a great job balancing feeling your feelings and also continuing to show up and like try to work on things. I would ask you to like continue to take time to yourself to recalibrate. If you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling depleted, if you are feeling hopeless at any point, that's a sign to go back inward and do some self-care and take some time and space for yourself. But your unexpected joy is your own individuality. Your unexpected joy is your ability to choose your own path despite what other people think of it. Not choosing to go one way because you feel like that's what you have to do. Choosing what path is actually right for you. And the people who love you are going to take the time and the space to come into a place of understanding on why you're living your life the way that you are. And that's beautiful. And I hope that you enjoy this journey for yourself. All right, pile number 3. This was your reading. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, press the little buttons and let me know. It means a lot as a new reader on YouTube. But this was it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next time, and I hope that you have a great rest of your night. And to all my piles, take care of yourselves. Thank you for letting me guide and read you today. Good night.